What's going on, all my toy collectors and Joker fans out there? You know who it is. It's your boy Ox, and welcome to the Cave of Wonders. Now today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new 2024 DC Direct Batman the Animated Series Jokermobile by Mcfarlane Toys. This right here is a gold label exclusive. I was able to find it at Target for roughly around about $60. I'll leave a link in the description below in case you guys decide to go ahead and pull the trigger and order it on their website, okay? This vehicle is meant to fit your DC Direct Batman the Animated Series figures and also go alongside some of the other DC Direct vehicles that McFarlane's releasing. I'll be taking a look at this next, so make sure you guys stay tuned to my channel where we can take a look at that new Batmobile, all right? I'm also going to do a comparison of the 1992 Batman the Animated Series Jokermobile by Kenner Toys. So stay tuned, guys. Let's get into it. All right, now starting off with the front of the box, and before we do that, let's just take a quick second to see just how absolutely awesome this box work art is. I mean, with the Batman the Animated Series logo up there, the cartoon looking Jokermobile right here on the front of the box. I was born in the 80s, so I still have a lot of my vehicles all still in the boxes. And one of the cool things about back then when you went to the toy store was the box art and just how cool it looked. The box art itself made you want to buy the toy. So I just think this is really awesome. Now, I'm new to collecting these DC Direct figures. I know a lot of them had already came out like 7 or 8 years ago or so, and I missed out on a lot of those just because, like I said, I had my old Kenner ones and I didn't want to rebuy all these figures. But I know that this was supposed to come out originally a long time ago, and then McFarlane decided to go ahead and release it himself, and I just think it looks really amazing. This vehicle is really cool. Whether you use it for those DC Direct figures or you use it for some other figures, this thing is absolutely awesome. I love the box art. I'm definitely not going to be getting rid of this. So like I said, starting off with the front of the box, you can see right here, it's part of the gold label collection, McFarlane's gold label collection. You can see that Batman the Animated Series logo up there. Let you know this vehicle is intended for ages 12 and up. It's called the Jokermobile. Let you know down here that this vehicle does light up, and you'll see where it all lights up at, probably on the back of the box. You can see this really cool cartoon drawn image of the Jokermobile right there. This thing is awesome. I've already measured it out for you, and this is a huge box. This thing measures out to 20.5 inches long by 11 inches tall by 11 inches deep. So that's how much shelf space you're going to need to display this. Like I said, this thing is huge. And if you think this thing is big, wait till you see the Batmobile I just picked up at Target today. That thing is massive. It's not as tall, but it's really long. See, these things are going to take up a lot of shelf space if you're going to be keeping them in the box and if you're going to be taking them out. Taking a look at the side, you can just see it says Jokermobile right there. Same thing on the other side, and for some reason it's showing the Riddler action figure that McFarlane has released in that Build-A-Figure wave. That right there definitely looks like the silhouette of the Riddler, all right? On the back of the box, it just lets you know that this toy does light up, so you can see it lights up right here in the front where the Joker's eyes and smile is, and then on the dashboard right there next to the steering wheel and stuff, it lets you know it lights up right there as well, okay? On the bottom of the box, it gives you a whole bunch of information that no one truly really cares about. Right there's the barcode in case you guys need it. Let you know that it does require 3 AA batteries, which I'll go ahead and throw in there for you guys. But oh yeah, other than that, let's go ahead and crack this baby out of the box. All right, now just open up the top of it, and this right here is what the Jokermobile looks like on the inside. I only show you guys this whenever I'm opening these vehicles up, whether it's an old vehicle from the 90s or 80s or a new one, is because I want you guys to see exactly what kind of slipcover, cardboard, and stuff like that all comes inside and how it's all packaged. That way you guys want to repackage it, or in case you guys buy something secondhand market and it's labeled as brand new, you guys know exactly what it looks like inside of that box. You know what's missing and how it's supposed to be packaged, all right? Because there's been times that I bought things back when I first discovered eBay when I was a teenager, and I'd buy something and it'd be missing something and I didn't know about it. So that's why I like to show off the inside of the box and all the packaging and everything, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and pull this baby out for you guys. All right, now here's the Jokermobile outside of its packaging. You guys can see it comes with this little collector's card like most of McFarlane's vehicles and toys do. It doesn't come with batteries. I just want to show you guys that it does require 3 AA batteries that end up hooking in the bottom of the vehicle to work the light features, okay? You're just going to need a little Phillips head screwdriver to end up unscrewing the little screw that ends up holding the plate in the bottom, all right? But let's go ahead and take a look at this card real quick. You guys can see the same vehicle that we're looking at right there. On the back, it just lets you know a little something about the Jokermobile, that this vehicle was actually in the animated series back in the 90s. It just lets you know that Batman has all the best toys, the Batplane, the Batboat, Batmobile, and all that stuff. And it's about time that Joker ended up getting his vehicle. Now, it's funny that it says that on the back of the box, because when I was young, I used to be really aggravated that Batman had all these vehicles, not just the ones that we'd see in movies and cartoons, but then they'd come out with like the triple attack jet, the Night Sphere, and all these other vehicles, and they're all really dope. But what's the point of you guys giving us a bunch of toy vehicles if I'm going to be chasing the villains on foot? You know, that used to suck to me all the time. Like, come on, man. They missed out on a lot of opportunities, like with that Duckmobile, the Penguin Duckmobile from Batman Returns. They missed out on that opportunity, not making that vehicle. I ended up having to get it custom made. And like the Batman and Robin, Mr. Freeze's vehicle, they missed out on that opportunity, not making that vehicle. So those are really cool vehicles that they could have made. That way, if I got the Batmobile, I'm not chasing Mr. Freeze on foot. I'm chasing him in a vehicle. So it's really cool that every now and then they would randomly come out with a villain vehicle. And that's why I like the fact that Mcfarlane ended up dropping this one, all right? Now, I've already measured this thing out for you guys. It ended up measuring out to 20 inches long. So almost basically the same size as the box. So 20 inches long by 9 inches tall by 9 inches wide, because it's pretty wide right here in the back of the box. So same height as it is wide. All right, guys. Now, there's no kind of missiles. There's no kind of extra attachments that you guys end up having to hook to this, okay? Like I said, the only real action feature is the lights, in which you just have to go ahead and open the bottom like I did right here, and then you go ahead and just throw those batteries in there. Now I'm gonna throw the batteries in there real quick, and I'll show you guys the light features later while we go over all the other things, all right? All right, now I just put the batteries inside of it. Before I show you guys the light features, I just want to go over some of the other features on this vehicle, such as the face right here. You guys can see right in the front, you can see the Joker's nose, his big old smile. It's all transparent. This right here is where the lights are going to be shining through right here, the smile and the eyes right there. You can see the green right up here, which is popular for the Joker's hair, basically. Now, there's a motor right here in the front that's showing, but this motor doesn't like shake, wobble when you like roll it or anything like that. There's no kind of noise, so don't expect any kind of like hot rod, you know, loud rumbling noises or anything like that, okay? Now, these two wheels are going to move separately right here in the front. They are rubber wheels, nice and thick rubber wheels. They do have some tread on them, which is pretty dope. You guys can see that right there. These back two wheels are a lot thicker and a lot bigger, but they end up rolling together. And you guys can see that this thing does have a front seat and a back seat. It's meant to fit all of your not all of your figures, but at least probably about 4 figures in case you guys want them to, okay? Taking a look right here at the dash. This thing does pop off. 1 second. There you go. You guys can just pop this off right here. This is the top of the vehicle right there. You guys can just pop this right off and it'll pop right on there through these little pegs right here that you guys see, okay? But let's go ahead and move that real quick. I'm glad that Mcfarlane ended up throwing that in because it makes it a lot easier to end up fitting the figures inside of here without trying to, you know, slide them through the windows and everything like that. Now you guys can see that it does have a steering wheel, and the steering wheel does rotate back and forth, and the steering wheel actually works the tires. So when you move the steering wheel, it ends up moving the front tires, okay? It has a little stick shift right there. You can see the little smile on the dashboard. I don't know if you guys can see that. You'll probably see it a lot better once I turn on the lights. Has a little lever right here on the bottom. Let's see if I can get that for you guys. There's a little lever right here on the bottom, but that doesn't actually do anything. It's all just for show. There's not too many stickers, no stickers or nothing like that up here. There's just a little light, little handlebar and everything like that. Go ahead and take a look at it from this direction because this is a really big vehicle. Like I said, it does have 2 seats, so I'm sure two figures will fit right here. 2 figures will fit right here in the back. And then there's also a little spot in the back. Maybe you guys can put weapons or something like that. We'll see in a second once I throw a couple figures inside of there, okay? Now, before I go ahead and I turn on the lights, I just wanted to show you guys the back. The back does look kind of plain. It does look like maybe there should have been some kind of LEDs right back here as well, something lighting up, you know, to let you know that, you know, because it kind of looks like a hot rod. It's meant, you know, maybe show some kind of like fake flames or something like that. Who knows? Maybe customizers might drill this out and put some flame effects that come from some of the DC Multiverse figures or something like that. Now on the bottom, it's just, you know, straight purple or whatever. This right here is that little battery compartment. I've already screwed it in. This right here is the on switch. So you guys turn that on, and that right there is what's going to work those lights. And you guys can see that big old smile on the Joker's face. You can see his eyes light up as well. Now, it's going to stay on the whole time until you turn that off. It's not going to, like, as you roll it, it's not going to, like, flicker or anything like that, kind of like a strobe light. And the inside lights up extremely well. Sorry, this vehicle is really big. But you guys can see there's 6 little lights right down here. That little smiley face right there above the steering wheel ends up lighting up. This little red light right there ends up lighting up. So at nighttime, this thing, I'm pretty sure, is going to light up really well on your guys' shelves, okay? Which I'll show you guys what it looks like with the lights off, all right? Let's go ahead and do that real quick. I'll go ahead and cover this back up, and I'll show you guys what it looks like with the lights off, right? And there it is. You guys can see this thing lights up really well at night. It's got my this little area right over here lit up really well. Sorry, you guys can probably see my Ninja Turtles, my Universal Monsters, old Playmates Ninja Turtles back there. They're all glowing in the dark. But yeah, it lights up really well. So you guys can see that Joker's face right here on the front of the vehicle. And like I said, the inside, I'll take off this top again real quick so you guys can see that inside. That inside lights up really well. So if you guys got this thing displayed, probably not a dark room like this one, but maybe if you have like some other lights on or something like that, this thing will light up really well, you know, with your figures all around it or even inside of it, okay? Let's go ahead and turn them lights back on. All right, now since we looked at the lights, let's go ahead and see how these DC Direct figures end up fitting inside of this vehicle. Like I said, this top pops off really easy. You can see the little knobs right there that end up snapping into these little spots. So that way it makes loading these figures inside of this car really easy, okay? This right here is that Joker from the DC Direct Batman the Animated Series 4-pack. I just did a review on this yesterday. This is at Walmart. It's originally $100. It dropped down to like $59. So if you guys can, go ahead and go online and on Walmart's website and go ahead and order this, because this was a really good deal for 4 figures, okay? Now, they don't have the best articulation, but their knees do bend, but I think you don't even need to bend them. Just bend their legs all the way up to here and then kind of push him right into that little steering wheel, and he fits in there pretty well. There he goes. Just like that. And then you guys can also take the Harley Quinn from that set as well, or any of the DC Direct figures like the ones from the Build-A-Wave figures that Mcfarlane is releasing right now. You guys can go ahead and fit those in there as well. Now, there's no kind of seat belts inside of here that you guys are probably used to on the old Kenner vehicles and stuff like that, where it has seat belts and stuff, but this one doesn't have any kind of seat belts, all right? And as you guys can see, Harley and Joker fit in there just fine, just like they are. No issues at all. But like I said, if you're going to be like throwing this thing around or rolling it around, the figures might fall out just because there's no kind of seat belts around. But as you guys can see, there is a big old back seat right there. Now, I don't have any of the other figures right now, but I do have this Batman that came in that 4-pack. Now, he does have a cape, so it kind of might alter his sitting down. But I guess if you put the cape behind the seat right there, it might end up working. No, it doesn't. It doesn't end up working. But as you guys can see, if I push him down without like removing his cape or whatever, he ends up sitting in that seat with no issues or whatever, okay? So I'm sure any of the other villains that end up coming out, like the Riddler or Mr. Freeze or Scarecrow or anything like that, I'm sure they shouldn't have any kind of trouble sitting inside of these little seats. Yeah, there's the Joker right there. I have him sitting down in the back seat as well. And as you guys can see, there's no kind of issue. You'll be able to fit two figures back there, all right? So this vehicle fits a total of 4. It could maybe fit 5 if you guys start holding on to some on the side or something like that as well. So this is a really awesome vehicle, man, to go along with these figures. But let's go ahead and see how this thing looks. In case you guys don't collect these DC Direct figures, obviously this thing is going to be massive for the old Kenner Batman the Animated Series figures. It's just going to be way too big for these little guys right here. And their knees don't even bend. So that right there is how he's gonna look. Kind of looks like a little baby Joker, basically looking out the window. And also, just so you guys know, there's no plexiglass or nothing like that right here. It's just you know, you guys can feel right through it. There's nothing inside of there, okay? But yeah, it's just gonna be way too big for these Batman the Animated Series figures. But let's see how it does next to, because the way this thing looks with the smile on the front and everything, it's obviously screaming Batman the Animated Series. But let's see how it looks next to some of the Adam West McFarlane figures that he's been releasing for the 66 Batman line, all right? And right here, you guys can see those 1966 Batman villains. They all fit in here just fine. There's a little bit of bending you have to do with the tailcoat of the Joker and even the Penguin back there. But other than that, this thing still fits all those figures, and all those villains look really good. You guys can see Cesar Romero and Bridges Meredith back there. They all look really good. They all fit in this vehicle really well. So even if you guys don't want to go ahead and start collecting all of these DC the animated animated DC Direct figures, you guys can easily just go ahead and start collecting these. And as you guys can see, all these figures fit in here really well. So like I said, it goes really well even with this 66 Adam West line. All right, let's go ahead and do a couple comparisons real fast. All right, now here's a quick comparison of this DC Direct Jokermobile next to the 1992 Kenner Batman the Animated Series Jokermobile. This is the only one that I've ever seen ever come out. And this thing right here, this vehicle actually wasn't in the Batman the Animated Series, at least one that didn't look like that. This one was right here. Now, this vehicle actually, I think, this toy was actually meant for the Dark Knight Collections line that came out before the animated series, but maybe they just held off on it, waited, and then repainted it and added it to the animated series line. But as you guys can see, this vehicle is a lot smaller than this one right here. This thing measures out to maybe like 7-8 inches or something like that. Only fits one figure in there. Fits that little Joker right there. And the action features are it rolls and sorry, I gotta get this up right here. Ends up popping up right there, and then it reveals the Joker's face just like it does right there. You guys can see some machine guns right here, and it does have a laughing missile right here in the front. So if you guys just pull up on this, that missile ends up shooting out just like, let's do it real quick. Where's it at? There it is. Ends up shooting out, and the spring's still really good. But that's the benefit. Like I always tell you guys, man, don't leave your missiles pushing inside the spring, because the springs will go bad if you guys just leave those missiles in there for a lot of years. All right, but yeah, man, basically kind of same concept. You guys can see the Joker's face right there, Joker's face on the front of here. But like I said, this vehicle is way smaller. It barely even just covers up the front right here where this engine is, of how big this DC Direct one is. But I just want to do a quick comparison to let you guys see what once was and what is now. Like I said, it's very small. But let's go ahead and do a couple other comparisons of this vehicle next to some other ones. All right. Now here's a quick comparison of a couple other massive Batmobiles that are in scale with this Jokermobile right here. You guys can see that Mattel 1966 Batmobile right there. Fits in really well with this one right here. It's just this Jokermobile obviously is a lot taller. You can see that Mcfarlane Gold Label 89 Batmobile right there is longer, but not as tall as that one, but fits in scale with it. And you guys can see that that Mattel Justice League Batmobile right there is also really big and fits in scale with this thing. And like I said, we will be taking a look at that DC Direct Batman the Animated Series Batmobile. I'll try and get that review out tomorrow if I can for you guys, all right? But as far as Batmobiles, this thing's so big that it's only really going to fit in scale with these vehicles right here. And maybe also that new tumbler that Mcfarlane released. I didn't buy that because I have like 5 different tumblers, and I didn't really buy any of those figures from the Dark Knight collection that he had released. But yeah, as you guys can see, this thing is a massive vehicle, so you're gonna need a lot of space to display this. Luckily, I have a display for just all of my Batman vehicles that I put this on. Now I could go over all the other vehicles for you guys if you guys want to see it. Maybe I'll go ahead and do it real fast since I'm doing the video. All right. Okay, now here's a few more Batmobiles. You guys can see that Kenner Batman Animated Series Batmobile right there. A lot smaller than this Jokermobile. You guys can see the New Adventures Batmobile right there. You guys can see the 89 Batmobile right there by Kenner. And you guys can also see the Batman Forever Batmobile by Kenner as well, which I know McFarlane's going to be releasing that as well. And this thing is awesome. Let's just go ahead and show off those lights real quick. Look, blue lights, blue lights. No, I've seen a lot of people complaining in the comments at San Diego Comic-Con about it being green, basically. I'm like, man, I'm just happy to get a Batmobile, man. I ain't tripping about the color of the lights. But as you guys can see, like I said, this thing is massive, a lot bigger than these Batmobiles, so it's not going to display really well with these. But I just wanted to show you guys what they look like, just because, you know, we're all Batman fans, and Batmobiles are the awesomest, coolest toys ever. But yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and if you guys can, and if you guys want to go ahead and go purchase this, like I said, I'll leave a link in the description below if you guys don't find it in stores. I think it was like $59.99, so roughly around about 60 bucks. Even if you're not invested in the DC Direct line, this thing is an awesome display piece, just with some of your 66 Batmans, or any other, you know, figures, Joker figures from any other different kind of, you know, cartoons or anything like that that you guys have laying around, all right? But yeah, man, awesome vehicle. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and stay tuned for that Batman the Animated Series DC Direct Batmobile. Stay cool, guys.